Hello, creative. I want you to let that sit with you for just a moment. Creative. That is the title that you get to own. No matter what you're doing, no matter what your title is, no matter what your work is, no matter what your career is, that is a part of you. And it is a part of your soul. And no matter what the rest of the world says, you get to own that. So, this video might dive into places that are a little bit scary for you, because it took me a long time to realize that, especially in the creative community, we don't like to talk about burnout. We don't like to talk about feeling lost. We don't like to talk about what happens when the work that we're doing no longer lights us up inside. Whether you are a creative who is digging your fingernails into your dream and you're not ready to pull away, and you just think that, oh, if I keep going, if I keep doubling down, if I just grit and bear it, one day everything's gonna work out. Or whether you're the creative who's like, yeah, no, I'm ready to figure out what's next. I'm ready to find a new dream. I'm ready to build a new career path for myself. I don't know what that's gonna be, but I think I'm ready for this. Either boat, this video is for you. There is this narrative that there is so much shame. There is so much shame and fear of failure, of tweaking or changing what you are doing in a creative capacity. So whether you're an actor, a performer, a writer, designer, a filmmaker, a director, a musician, there's so many other crafts and fields, but in these creative industries, it's really hard to admit, hey, this isn't lighting me up the way it used to, and something feels wrong. But the reality is, if that's how you're feeling, you're not alone. There are so many other creatives out there who have felt, do feel, and will feel the same way you do right now. And it's a scary place to be, because oftentimes these dreams, these pursuits that we have been with us since we were very, very young. For me, it was probably middle school. Maybe for you, it's been even longer. And it's really scary to think, if I let go of this last dream that I have, who am I now going to be? But if this pursuit, if this endeavor, if this work, if this path that you're on is no longer lighting you up, and you're not enjoying the process, you could still be misty-eyed and ready for the destination, and you're like, oh, if I could only get there, everything would be better. But let's zoom back. If you're not enjoying the process of where you're at now, then you're probably in a space where something might need to change. Here's why I think we all end up in these places. We haven't defined our own version of success. It's reason number one. We've taken a version that was learned from our parents, learned from our friends, learned from school, from our professors, from our colleagues in school. We took this version of success that was put on a pedestal, and we're like, that's the thing they need to do in order to get credit, to be amazing, to make it, to be awarded, to be celebrated. This is what I have to do, so this is what I'm gonna do. Oftentimes it disregards that there's 1,000 other pathways that you could have taken using the same exact strengths and skill sets that you already have. But oftentimes we get so blinders on for this thing that we don't even realize that it's a version of success that we don't actually want. The second reason, I'm going to scroll through my notes because sometimes my brain forgets these things. The second problem is that you haven't been honest with yourself about what you want, what you need, and what you desire in your life. Oftentimes as creative, we're told over and over and over again, we learn the narrative of these are the things you're going to have to sacrifice in order to succeed. This is what you have to sacrifice in order to do this thing. And so we willingly step into that path thinking, okay, I'm going to sacrifice these things, without actually asking ourselves, how's that going to make me feel if 10 years down the road I still haven't traveled? If maybe I don't get to own a home, if maybe I'm still touring around the country just to make a living, whatever that scenario may be, that is the second reason why we often end up on pathways that aren't quite right for us. So if you're in that space of knowing something needs to change, the next steps are you have to define your own version of success. And you have to start being honest with yourself about what you want, need, and desire, not in your work, but in your life. Work can be a part of it too, but your life has to come first as well. So I hope this video helps you. If you have any thoughts, questions, if you want to have an open and honest conversation with me and be like, hey, Victoria, I've been feeling all of these things and I felt so lonely. I thought I was the only one. I thought I was crazy, or I've been hiding all of these things that I'm feeling. Send me a DM on Instagram and let's chat, because I promise you, you are not alone.